Abe. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of February, 2016. So I was kind of struggling with what to talk to you guys about this time because, nothing has been going on for me except for work and more work and different kinds of work. And none of those are things that you guys really probably want to hear about. And then I realized that I haven't done a true story in a long time. And I mentioned in passing in one of the previous true story videos the weirdest story that has ever happened to me. This is the story of the angry naked mental patient who invaded my high school. Rewind back before I started this video blog back to my senior year in high school. So I was not physically present for parts of this story. I'm just gonna sort of tell you the general consensus. Our school is right next to a hospital. Before school one morning, a gentleman who was, as I recall, usually a long-term patient in their mental wards, but had gotten sick and so had been transferred to one of the sickness wards. You know what I mean. He escaped from the hospital and started running. He stripped down to his plastic hospital bracelet and nothing else. This man was allegedly very large. This gentleman got to the high school, at which point he became, for reasons unknown, enraged. He started hitting cars, going up to parked cars and just some guy went up to him and was like, "Dude, maybe you should put some clothes on." Well, our angry naked man didn't take well to this criticism of his dress sense, shall we say, and started, instead of hitting the cars, hitting the boy. This is where Mr. S comes in. Going by his initial because, it's the internet and you don't want to talk about people. He was my junior year English teacher. He was the meekest, mildest, soft-spoken, had been the faculty advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance, of which I was at this point the president. He was the last person you would expect to turn into a superhero. What none of us knew was that Mr. S, before working for our high school, had worked for a halfway house, juvie-ish school for troubled youth in Arizona, and was a highly trained in, conflict de-escalation, getting into the middle of which kind of stuff. So that's exactly what he did. He wrestled the angry naked man off of the boy, managed to restrain him, along with, I think, a couple of other teachers once it was clear that, the kid wasn't in any danger, until the police and the medical people could get there and subdue him for real. Now, what Mr. Smith got for his act of heroism was a large bite on the arm. The guy bit his arm, and it broke the skin. He had to go to the hospital that day to get, stitches. The kid also went to the hospital. At the time that this fight was going on, I arrived from the other side of the school, and I'm went to my first class. And you know that sort of buzz that goes on in schools when there's snow outside and there's all these rumors about whether they're going to call going home early and when they're going to call going home early and are we going to have school tomorrow and this teacher said and the forecast is and just, it's all everybody can talk about. Well, imagine that sort of excitement times 50. By the time first period is over, I've heard the story 4 times in 4 different ways, with 4 different variations on exactly what went down. You've never seen high schoolers get more excited. They could have started serving beer in the cafeteria and we wouldn't have been any more excited. It's not every day that your typical mild-mannered English teacher turns out to be a martial arts master. And I'm not the only one who thought of Mr. S as a superhero. That's actually what they called him when he won Teacher of the Year later in the semester. I know a lot of our viewership goes to / went to this particular high school. Leave in the comments the weirdest rumors you heard about this, and also, if you didn't, what's the strangest thing that's ever happened at your high school? Has an angry naked mental patient ever besieged your high school? Also, look forward for Abe's punishment continued next week. I know I'm excited. I think it's hilarious. Abe, I'm so glad that you tried to rewrite Aragon. It just makes me so happy. Goodbye!